Good morning from Area 51 Raceway. Happy Sunday to everybody. I hope everybody's doing well. It's a beautiful morning here in North Carolina, nice and sunny, around the 70s. And I'm here today, and what we're going to discuss is painting. One topic that I haven't really delved into too much, well, besides doing the Fairlane build here. So I got a body, or actually 3 kits from a friend. I want to thank Marcus Seitz. I gave him a 18,000 RPM slim can Predator motor that I had lying around, a new one. And he was very, very gracious and gave me 3 old AMT body slot car kits. So basically it's the AMT kits that came with slot car chassis, so you could turn them into slot cars. You know, they were average little chassis made out of tin and plastic gears, plastic wheels. You know, no big deal about them, but they don't make them anymore. But the bodies were really nice. So this is a Catalina body, and so we're going to use this as an example of prepping and painting, and I'll make a series of videos on this. We will get back to the Fairlane build, because the next thing we're going to do is interiors. Of course, I gotta solder those leads, and then we'll do a test run of this car too on another set of videos on this car here. So, but anyways, enough of the Fairlane. We're gonna go on to painting, and it's something I'm not an expert in, but I want to show that if I could do it, you can do it, because I was kind of really afraid of painting. Never really understood some things.
Stop whining.
With airbrushing, and I've learned quite a bit by looking at videos from Createx. It's Chris Harpin, who is a representative of Createx. He does a series of videos on how to do candies and stuff. Real good videos from Createx, so it gives you an idea what the reducers do and all the stuff does with the paint, like I've been explaining on the video when I painted the Fairlane. So what we're going to do is we're going to prep this body. Now, what Createx says, and they call this, they usually have a term for plastic and stuff. I can't remember the term. I had it in my head, now I just forgot it. But talks about how to prep it. Now, Createx paint, you can wash this body with soap and water, let it dry, and then use what's called a sealer, an autoborne sealer. That's what they recommend that you use, along with either their 4050 or 4030, which is a reducer that turns the paint into urethane. So it's kind of like a no prep. They have seen them done. I've seen them done plastic stuff or whatever with no prep and with prep, and it really doesn't look any different, to be honest. It comes out the same. So you could do what you want to do, but for for my intents and purposes, I'll get 3000 grit, and I'll just kind of lightly buff the body like so, to give it a little, a little bit, just for the people that want to do that. And I did this on the Fairlane build in a way. I just kind of scuffed it. I didn't use anything heavy like 600 grit, because I don't want to scratch the crap out of the plastic and then have to worry about the filler to fill those scratches. So I'm just giving it a little scrub like this, to be honest. And if you want to go further, like with a heavier sandpaper, you go ahead and go for it. Again, like I said, I'm doing this just to show you as an example. You can scuff it a little, and I'll do this just lightly. Like I said, I'm not doing it real heavy. Do the the trunk and the hood and the roof, kind of give it a little scrub down, and just a little bit, nothing crazy, like I said. And then of course you could trim all this off. Obviously this needs to be trimmed off. I need to take care of that before I do any more. Trim off your excess plastic stuff. If you hear my grandkids, they're playing the Switch, so forgive them if they're making noise in the next room. So they're here visiting on Sunday, Saturday and Sunday, like they do. And you're just gonna scuff it up, and to me that's good enough. I don't have to go crazy and be digging into the plastic and gouging the crap out of it, and then worrying about filler, and then having to sand it again to get rid of the lines. To me, this is fine. 3000, little scuff job. Now what you do is wash this clean and everything. After you wash it clean and dry it, what I usually do is get odorless mineral spirits, which you could get from Hobby Lobby, and then I'll wipe the body down before I paint it. After my paint is mixed, I'll wipe this down, and I will put it on, the stand here, and I will spray what I'm going to spray. Now what I am going to try and do is a candy coat type paint or candy metallic. There's a lot of different things you could do with the Createx paint to mix it, to even experiment with different colors, and they come out really beautiful. So for this card we're going to try a candy color, candy concoction, because you can make different things. I only have blood red and silver sealer, which I can use silver sealer and put a little candy in it and use that as one coat, and then later on if I wanted to shoot candy by itself I can, just to build up the colors when I understand what they explain. Now the thing with candy paints is that you'll need to use a 0.3 needle, and you have to, I don't remember the pressure, but I think it has to be like at 30 psi. So candy's basically a dye, so you want to be able to get it on a small tip gun. Now, if I use the 5 that I have, the 0.5 that I have, it'll probably just like what they call it skating. So when it hits the model, it's gonna like look like you're throwing, splattering it. So they call that skating, I believe, when it like spreads all over the place wrong. You want it to just lightly coat on there. So I need to get the proper gun to do that. But for now, what I can do is I can mix the silver sailor with the candy dye, which is blood red, and I'm going to experiment with this in front of the camera because I haven't done it, and then mix that up. And that could be the sealer and the paint at the same time, so all you do is just the one coat. If it comes out good, if it comes out good, the color we want, then I'll keep it. If it doesn't, then I'll get the gun later on and dye it and shoot some, more of the candy but lightly on it to build the color. So that's it. I just want to show you this part, and we'll go over some painting soon. Hopefully today I'll make another video, but this is the first part on just experimenting with Createx Paint. So just thought I'd make a video on people on painting. I may also go about doing stripes and stuff too, because that's one thing. A lot of some people may have difficulty striping like this, for example. Now the mistake I made on this body was, what I should have done was I had masked this off, as you've seen, and then I painted the gold. Well, when I peeled the paint off, some of it you could see that it left like, kind of like marks here. That's why I did this pen mark right here, because what I should have done was painted all one solid color, then mask this off and then paint the white so it's layered evenly, because it wasn't layered evenly. That's why I did this right here. So there's one spot that didn't look good, so I was able to hide with using the marker. And this is the thing about using markers and stuff. If you need to hide mistakes, you can. I'm not a perfect person with painting, but again, using the marker, the chrome marker, to hide mistakes, or using something, this looks like it's maybe weathered, I guess, as you could say. I just gave it that look, but you could see that once you put the 2X paint on it, the clear, it looks pretty good, nice and shiny. When you put this in the sunlight, it even sparkles more, and that's the effect you want to get if you're doing some type of, this is a pearlized paint, of course. With the candy, it'll be a little bit different, so we'll experiment and go from there. But otherwise, again, that's it from Area 51 Raceway. As always, you guys take care and have fun racing, and see you next time.